What's up, good folks? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. While you're at it, hit the like button. All right, so I know there's been a lot of bullshit going on social media regarding last week's episode of Baddies. Okay, so everybody's talking about this, what went down with T. She ended up having 3 fights, and the craziest part is that she fought all 3 girls while she was sick. Okay, so we're going to talk about that since that was the highlight of last week's show, and then I'm going to go ahead and dig into my review for this week. I'm sorry guys, but I was partying this weekend. I had a lot of fun for once, so it's like, I didn't have time to do the recap and drop it on time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right. Now, I know that everybody is pissed off at Rollie, E.T., and what's her face, Scotty, for what went down with T. But guess what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get into that. But first, I would like to talk about the situation that happened with Smiley. Okay, so while the girls were on their way to the go-kart place, Smiley called Tasheki, FaceTime Tasheki, and she was like, oh, I'm in the hospital. I just had a miscarriage, da-da-da-da-da-da. So, the girls, everybody noticed that, Smiley seemed like nonchalant about it, okay? Anybody who has a miscarriage, there's like side effects to that shit, right? So you have a miscarriage, for those of you who don't know, it's basically like your body is expelling a fetus. So you're technically still you still have to go through labor pains, and your body has to push out the fetus. So it's like a pain that hurts like a motherfucker. It's like cramps that you can't take medication for. You can't sit a certain kind of way. You can't stand a certain kind of way. The shit's gonna hurt regardless, okay? So most people have these side effects. Oh, let's not talk about postpartum depression. So a lot of people have these side effects when they have miscarriages, and they feel like yucky, right? So the fact that she was willing, Smiley was willing to leave the hospital without being checked out, 1, and then 2, she was smiling and laughing like it was a small thing. Like, listen, girl, I know you might try to be superhero or super chick or whatever the case is, but it's kind of hard to believe that you just had a miscarriage and you acting like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So Rollie was like, okay, well, why you just didn't stay home? Why you just won't stay home? Like, you in a rush to come out the hospital, come join us at the go-kart place, like go somewhere and heal up or whatever. Was she right? Like, you need to take time to take care of yourself before going out trying to, exposing yourself while you just had this situation happen with you. You should take rest, right? While she does have a point, my whole thing is Rollie's been walking around this whole season so far with that ass pillow. So if you want to talk about somebody who needs to sit their ass down and take rest, your ass need to take rest. If your ass still fucking hurts, stop walking around with a fucking ass pillow. That's all I'm saying. I am tired of seeing this shit. I am tired of seeing it. But that's neither here nor there. So anyway, the girls continue on to the go-kart place. Everything seemed cool and dandy. And then, as you guys saw, E.T. and what's her name? Scarface and T end up getting into it, okay? So let's get into that fight. All right, so at the go-kart place, T got into a fight with 3 people, okay? So she got into a fight with Scarface first, then it was Scotty, and then after that it was Rollie, okay? What I will say is that, I hate the way that the whole situation went down with T. But from what I've seen, these girls did a 1-on-1, okay? It may have been back-to-back, but it was 1-on-1. But what I don't like about it is that T was sick, okay? T was sick, and I feel like even though there's no rules to fight, she should have been given some type of grace, okay? They should have gave her some type of pass for the simple fact that they was aware that she was sick. Everybody who fought her was aware that she wasn't feeling good, okay? And I really don't believe it was fake, okay? Because the girl said she was sick, earlier on in the episode before she even got around everybody else. She was saying that she was still feeling a little bad. They were trying to convince her to come out to the go-kart place, and she was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll take one for the team. So I really believe that T was sick. But here's the thing. like Rollie had said to her, if you are sick and not feeling good, why not stay home? Okay, I see Rollie trying to make a lot of motherfuckers stay home this episode. But with that being said, T really should have stopped this one out. Because at the end of the day, when Rollie was sick, she stayed home. Okay, when she was sick, she not only did she stay home because she could have possibly been contagious, but she stayed home because, like most people, when they are not feeling good, they are prone to have an attitude from hell. So Rollie did herself and everybody else a favor by staying her ass away, and that's exactly what T should have did. T should have stayed home. I don't give a fuck if they wanted you to come out. You got to put yourself before everything else. Okay. She talks about everybody else want camera time, but yet somehow you drag your ass out to be on the camera. Listen, you could have sat one out and stayed your ass home. I'm pretty damn sure they would have gave you a pass to sit out so that you would spread whatever you got to everybody else. Okay, so that's that. But anyway, Scarface and T got into it because, and this was crazy to me. Not to get sidetracked, but this is crazy to me because Natalie was the one who called T out, right? So when they first got to the go-kart place, Natalie separated the girls into two groups, right? So when she did that, she was like, "Oh, T, go over there with your team. Why are you looking crazy? What's wrong with that face, that attitude, da 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 da?" And she ain't called T out not once but twice. By the second time she called her out, that's when Rollie was like, "Yeah, what attitude? She over there with that same face, da 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 da." That's when everybody else started vocalizing the obvious, okay? Everybody seen that T had a fucking stained face. Nobody said nothing to her up until Natalie called her out, okay? I believe that had Natalie not brought attention to the girl, that they would have found some type of way to continue to ignore her for the rest of the little thing. They could have actually made something happen. But here goes Natalie. The bitch doing her job, but she messy as fuck, okay? So she definitely got the pot stirred up, okay? So anyway, back to E.T. and Scarface and T. Okay, so what set things off with them is because when Natalie brought attention to the fact that, her face was all scrunched up and shit, her and Rollie went to arguing, right? So she up there looking at Rollie crazy and shit, and then Scarface said some slick shit, so T gave her a stink ass looking, bulged her eyes out like, "Why are you talking to me? I don't know you, da da da." So Scarface said that she didn't like the look. Next thing you know, she's diving all into T's shit, okay? Them two go at it. So they break up the fight between T and Scarface, and so that's when her and Rollie started arguing because Rollie was already talking shit like, "Fuck that bitch up, whoop that bitch up, da da da." So once that little squabble was over with Scarface, she went to arguing with Rollie. So out of nowhere, here comes Scotty. Boom, boom. Like, stopping her ass. And I was just like, okay, now, the situation with Scotty pissed me off. Because, bitch, you had plenty of time to hit that girl. You had plenty of time to attack her. If that's what you wanted to do, you should have attacked her. I felt like she jumped on the bandwagon. Like, she didn't want to fight. But she felt like since everybody else was handling their issue with her, that it was okay to go ahead and jump in. But first of all, Scotty, you didn't even fully deal with that situation with N.E.X.T. Let's not forget, y'all, if y'all paying attention to the show, it's some little shady shit still going on with N.E.X.T. Like, for example, when Scotty decided to change her hair red, N.E.X.T changed her hair back, talk about some, "Oh, it's too much red, some shit." She made a slick comment, which at first I didn't catch until I seen that Scotty's hair was red, but that's neither here nor there. All the thing I'm saying is that I feel like she should have some pressure for N.E.X.T more so than T. But even then, I can't stand T anyway, so she should have dealt with T a while ago. Don't wait till this girl is sick and then in the middle of altercations with other people to jump in and try to do your big one. To me, that's soft and that's pussy. Like, I love you, Scotty, but girl, come on, you could have did better than that. Now, as far as Rollie was concerned, I just think that for me, this is where I get confused. Okay, I kept hearing Rollie saying that she had an attitude all day. Not only Rollie said that, but Natalie said the same thing, that T was just being attitudinal all day. In fact, Natalie most definitely seemed to side with the other girls when it came to the whole altercation with T. So with that being said, I'm confused because on the bus ride, on the way there, it seemed like everybody was getting along pretty good. It seemed like T was chilling, right? They didn't show this so-called attitude or whatever that T supposedly had. Now, don't get me wrong. She did seem a little bit, set back from everybody else. But again, we're talking about somebody who's saying that they're not feeling good. Okay, so with that being said, she wasn't as live as the other girls, but I didn't see where she had an attitude the whole day. But then again, judging from the way that T came in the house, T do seem like she has a very stank type of personality. Like, she wants to go from being funny, and I said this before, the bitch don't know what she want to do. If she want to be funny or funny acting, okay? Because she, even when they came in the house the first time, T walking around with a fucking stank face. Like, you know what I'm saying? She just fell from heaven and she's down here with a bunch of peasants. That's how she came off, you know? And not only that, she's loud. She gets loud and ignorant too with people, and she like to gaslight. So those are the reasons why I don't like T. And that's what I've been seeing from T this so far this season. Okay. So I can believe that what the other girls are saying, that she did have an attitude, but with that being said, they really should have aired it, because it seemed like from the viewer's perspective, it seemed like all of them came at her kind of crazy. Okay. But with that being said, Rollie and her go to arguing or whatever, whoop de whoop. Natalie had pulled T off to the side. And like I said, Natalie is messy because, first of all, this girl just fought two people, okay? At this point, she had done fought two people. So why are you still trying to convince this girl to go back over there, talk about hashing things out? Listen, the girl's sick. She don't fought two people. Please let her go home and get some fucking rest. That would have been the most responsible thing to do. But here goes Natalie. Oh, why are you leaving, T? We should go over there and straighten things out with the girls and whoop de whoop. Okay, so this is why I feel T went wrong. If you went back over there, if you agreed to go back over there and try to correct whatever misunderstanding it was, because if she's claiming that she didn't have an attitude with everybody, et cetera, she could have went over there and straightened things out too. I don't blame her for being upset, because hell, I would have been too. But at the same time, if you agreed to go back over there, why walk yourself back into another altercation if you knew you wasn't going to come on some, look, it was a misunderstanding type time or whatever. So that's what Natalie wanted her to do. But when she got over there, she was just like, oh, well, I heard that y'all heard y'all talking about me. Da, 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 da. And Rollie was like, who? Here goes her and Rollie going back and forth. Now, I seen that Rollie was saying that what set her off with T was that T sat down her bag. But in all actuality, Rollie had a cup or something in her hand, and she turned around and sat that bitch down and got boozy. So with that being said, T put her purse down after Rose sat whatever she had down in her hands. Okay, so y'all go back and watch that part. Okay, Rollie set it off first. All right, but with that being said, T claimed that this whole shit happened with the girls because they're jealous of her. Listen, bitch, listen, I really feel like for her and Rollie to get into it like that, and Rollie to be that fucking fed up with her, it had to be more to the story than that. Because, like, seriously, I've seen Rollie get on people, but I've never seen her just target somebody for absolutely no reason. I feel like T had to have done something to rub Rollie off the wrong way. And don't get me wrong, I'm not taking up for Rollie, because I do feel like she was being a very loud mouth, and she wasn't trying to make peace or whatever either. She was on the same type of time. But either way, I just feel like it's more to the story, and they should have showed everything. Okay. But with that being said, T and Rollie go to fighting. When Rollie got a hold of T, I was like, God damn. It was just like a whole fucking gorilla bear beating on a beanbag. Like, she was just boom, 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 just double, triple burger her ass. Like, this shit was crazy. And so I'm glad the security hurried up and made that a quick one, because it looked like T was getting slung all over the place. But with that being said, here go Natalie again. So she walking T out. T said, fuck this. I caught my ride. I'm for the lead. Just so happened Sukihana and Sapphire pull up. Sukihana and Sapphire, that is, they're the replacements. So they pull up to the go-kart rink or whatever, and, Natalie and T tells them what had happened on the inside, what went down or whatever, whoop-de-woo. So, like I said, and this is the thing, too, that gets me. Natalie already knew Sukihana them was coming. I feel like, okay, while some of the girls, Sukihana is not like, her name is out there, right? She's blowing up. So I feel like the girls would have been excited to see her, and it would have distracted them from the fact that they had some type of issue with T. I really think that this whole thing would have been prevented if Natalie wouldn't have called T out. And then for her ass to be out there in that girl fucking face talking about something, yeah, you know, you like, bitch, shut the fuck up. If I was T, I would punch her ass in her throat. Like, bitch, you sitting up here trying to talk to me, but you sat here and instigated the whole situation. Now I'm up here battered and shit because of you. But that's neither here nor there. So the girls T leaves, Suki and Sapphire go in the go-kart race. Seems like the girls enjoyed themselves for the remaining of that little trip. The remaining of that little time at the go-kart rink. And thank God, because, you know, shit simmered down. Even Rollie had her she put her Scully on after the fight and went back to business. And that's another thing I can respect about Rollie. Bitch, that bitch will fight and keep it fucking pushing. So that's that. But I would also like to give it out to T. Bitch, you were sick and you fought 3 people. One thing I could say, the bitch is not scary, okay? She stood in her shit and she fought them girls. Like, she didn't back down from the challenges, okay? She damn sure fought those girls back, okay? So I can respect that. If you're gonna be a loudmouth bitch, at least back up your shit, okay? So yeah, she handled that. I feel, you know, kudos to you, you know? You stood up for yourself. Side note, what's her name? Suki's best friend, Sapphire. She's really, really pretty to me. She reminds me of one of my cousins, actually. But she's a beautiful girl. Beautiful girl, nice figure. Look like she's a little on the tall side. Well, she's on the tall side. She's very beautiful, okay? So that's that. I just had to add that part in. Now, guess who pulls up at the go-kart place? DJ Scott and Smiley. Now, I had told y'all that DJ Scott is just looking for a moment, okay? Why you show your ass up at the go-kart place? Ain't nobody wants you there. I'm like, on the Mac, bitch, why? You just like a fucking rising or a boil on the ass, bitch. You pop up when least suspected, and every time nobody wants you there, okay? And the same thing with Smiley. Like, people, I've noticed that in the comments on the app, on the Zeus app, y'all talking a lot of mad shit, you know, about Smiley and this miscarriage situation. But let me tell y'all something. I know people who've had miscarriages. I've had a miscarriage, okay? Not once, but twice. So I could tell you that shit ain't no walk in the park, okay? You don't have a miscarriage and then get up and move around like everything all randy dandy. For one, you're bleeding like a motherfucker, so you automatically gonna feel, as a woman, you gonna feel icky. Ain't nobody want to be around nobody while they have all their insides coming out, okay? Because that's basically what the fuck happened, okay? Your body is expelling the fetus. You should be somewhere resting, laying down, okay? So the idea that this chick allegedly had a miscarriage and then she just shows up at the go-kart place. Girl, you should be cramping somewhere, laying down, taking some Percocets, trying to figure out your life. Not going to a go-kart ring, trying to go-kart with girls and drink and party and pick up where you left off. You can't do that. Now, some people would say, well, everybody handles things differently. Perhaps Smiley just was trying to find a way to deal with things and not think about her miscarriage. Well, if that was the case, that's not the way to go about it. If you're going to publicly announce a situation like that, you should have sat your ass down, because you know, just like the rest of the girls know, that it would make more sense for you to just sit down if you're telling everybody you just had a miscarriage, right? Because that's why she told them, right? To get a pity party. So if you're going to do that, to go sit your fuck ass somewhere down, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I don't know damn bitch that ain't walking around with the cramps from hell, got their whole motherfucking backside and stomach and vagina hurting after having a miscarriage. I don't know nobody who's had a miscarriage and it was a walk in the park. And let's not talk about the emotional aspect of a miscarriage, okay? So I get why the girls are questioning Scarface. She's coming off crazy, you know, sounding a little weird, okay? But then again, like I said, I don't know. Everybody's different, okay? So the girls, they all decided to go out that night or whatever. Everybody was turned up. Everything was all good. Tasheki decides to stay home because she was swelling up or whatever. I was kind of sad because I wanted to see how, you know, her first night out with Scarface was going to be. But that's neither here nor there. So Tasheki stays home. Smiley stays home as well. Okay. And I'm glad she sought this one out, because had she not, I would have been mad as fuck. Like, bitch, come on, seriously. What are we doing here? But anywho, the club they go to, this club, it's Seventh Element, seemed like they was lit as fuck. And I know that in Philly, that's one thing about it. During the daytime, people in Philly are rude as fuck. They crazy. They don't speak. It's just like a whole rustle and bustle. It's like everywhere we went when we went to Philly, it was like fucking, it was fucking packed from here to there, concrete, no trees. I just don't like Philly. I'm sorry. I just don't like the city area. I'm a country bitch. Y'all got a place called a fucking Love Park, and they ain't even got no trees. Bitch, I seen one tree at this Love Park. What the fuck kind of shit is that? But whatever. But I know that the girls had a lot of fun though, because in Philly, the night scene is a whole different atmosphere. I said, damn, this is where the people really live at in the dark. Okay, ain't nothing but fucking vampires here. Because when we came out to hang out that night, we went to the club up there called 10 Toes. Okay, no toes, 10 toes, something like that. That bitch was lit. It was lit. It had 3 levels in that bitch, and I'm telling you, as soon as they put on Meat Meal, the whole building went shaking. The whole motherfucking building just rocking and shaking. I say, I know. So I know the baddies had fun in Philly, because that's one thing about it. See, like, their nightlife is a whole nother level. But the daytime, bitch, stay your ass inside. It's too motherfucking high, too much concrete around that bitch. Ain't even got no damn parking spaces. Motherfucking park in the middle of the fucking traffic and shit. Oh God. Yeah, I'm just saying, I had a bad experience during the daytime in Philly. I said, if I come there, it'll only be for nighttime. Go there to a club or some shit and get the fuck out. But child, that little club that they had went to on the Baddies looked like it was like a little small little box, so motherfucking tight. I know they could smell the next bitch ass and sweat. That's just how close everybody looked. I'm like, how the fuck is they twerking and dancing? Well, all the people look like they piled on top of each other like fucking like dough pieces or something. They just all stuck on top of each other. But whatever. I know that they was lit. Anyway. So with that being said, the next day, Natalie gathers the girls for this meeting, right? And it's so funny because this bitch, her meetings are like starting to be next level epic, okay? Because every time this bitch called for a meeting, it's always a Royal Rumble, okay? So anywho, she called the girls in. I noticed that some of the girls they got their new looks going on. They got new hairstyles and stuff. And this is why I see Scotty's hair for the first time. They're red. So remember when I told you guys earlier, N.E.X.T was throwing shade against what's her name, Scotty, because Scotty had red. To be honest, Scotty looked damn good in that red. I hate to see that bitch in those light pink and that blonde. Like, I hate to see her in those light colors, because she got a pasty kind of skin complexion. To me, she looked better in dark colors. Black hair, fucking dark blonde, or fucking red. Those colors look good on me. That red looked real good on her. Okay. Not DJ Sky, Sky had on this pink Barbie situation. She looked really, really cute. She's been looking cute all season, quite frankly. I think she's given a lot this season. Natalie's looking good too. Tasheki looks like she had got her hair done again. And she got those red strands. So I'm wondering if N.E.X.T was talking about her ass too. Who knows? Let's see. So then, Biggie walks in. Oh, child. She got real. This fight between Biggie and Rollie was like comical as fuck. It was funny. I mean, as soon as Biggie walked in and she, said that she spoke to everybody or whatever, whoop de woo, she put her back down and ran up on Rollie. And I'm not gonna lie, it was good to see. I mean, not good to see, that's not the word I'm looking for. It was interesting, to say the least. It was comical. Okay. So the girls like ran up on each other. It was like two big bulls that ran, boom, into each other, right? They fought like 2 or 3 times, and I believe that they're gonna finish showing the rest of the fight next episode. Yeah. I I'll just say this. I'm not gonna say who I think won until the end of to next episode because really we didn't get to see much. But with that being said, I think the beef between the two girls is stupid. Ultimately, Biggie made herself look stupid last season. Okay, she kept nitpicking with Stunner Girl, kept just making herself look like a jealous hater. She did that to herself, right? And so I believe the issue developed between them two, her and Rollie, is when Rollie called her out for her bullshit. So Biggie felt some type of way about that, and then I guess it turned into a back and forth on social media. What I will say though is this fight is long overdue. These two supposed to have been got into it, okay? So it was interesting to say the least. Now, I think y'all just mad as fuck at Rollie. Like, y'all just really mad at Rollie because how did y'all see Biggie whoop her ass? Like, I didn't see that. I did not see that. I'm sorry. I did not see that. Okay? So, Biggie was the first person that ran up. Okay? True enough. She wasn't scared. She ran into that fight. But what I will say is that I see Rollie get the most lethal licks. I will put it like that. I think Rollie got the better of her. And then, to be honest, nobody can really judge who won until like the next episode, because that's when the fight will continue or whatever. But judging from those few clips, Rollie, like, she knocked Biggie a few times. So I don't understand what y'all mean. Like, Biggie just won. Biggie did not just whoop Rollie ass. No, that's not how that worked. And not only that, Biggie ass tried to cop deuces. Like, bitch, if you felt like you was winning, if Biggie won the fight, why would she stop the fight and say, hold up, bitch, I need 3 minutes, okay? I need 3 minutes of negotiation time. Because she stopped that bitch and said, hold up, we need to negotiate, okay? Why you don't like me? Let's work this out. Let's go through therapy real quick. That's just how hard Rollie had hit her. So I don't understand what y'all mean by she just got her ass whooped. That's crazy. That is so crazy to me. And not only that, Biggie was getting on my nerves with that speaking Spanish shit. Like, bitch, look, you arguing with a bitch that don't understand what you're saying, that's pointless, okay? I guess she was trying to make herself feel better by speaking Spanish, but bitch, it's stupid. I can't stand when girls do that. Like, bitch, what do you hope to accomplish? Because you can't read me hard. If you can't read me in English, bitch, you can't read me, period. Just shut up, okay? Rollie was not trying to hear it. Rollie kept like mocking the girl and shit. If you ask me, that would have pissed me off. That would have pissed me off with her sitting up there mocking everything that I said. Now, while I did think Biggie sounded stupid sitting up there speaking Spanish or whatever and trying to, like, I don't know. I feel like she was copaduces, but I felt like while I do think she looked stupid, I also can respect it because at least at the end of the day, she wanted to end the bullshit. Because ultimately, if you're gonna fight and if you're gonna beef and then have a fight, let that be the end of it, okay? So I was thinking that perhaps Rollie would meet her halfway. Rollie wasn't, you know what I'm saying? She was on that type of time. She was like, bitch, you don't woke up the beast now. I'm ready to fight. So Rollie was still on beast mode. She wasn't trying to hear it. Biggie was trying to cop deuces. Rollie wasn't trying to hear it. So anyway, next episode, it looks like T's coming back in the house. So T comes back in looking good. Not good. Good. She looked good. She comes back in. Her and Scarface get back into it again. I wonder if T is actually going to leave after this. Like, goddamn, this girl can't catch a break. Now, I wonder what's going to happen that's going to get it to the point where Scarface feel the need to fight her again. Like, I wonder what's going to bring it to that point, but whatever. And then also, you guys know that the fight with Biggie and Rollie will continue. Like I said, you guys can't really fucking judge because they didn't show everything. When they finish showing everything that happened, then yeah, we can make a discernment. We can say whatever, such and such won. But I feel like the only reason people saying that Biggie won is because they don't like Rollie. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not liking her ass that much myself this episode. She's doing a lot of shit talking. But then again, all the way from season 1 of Chance, Rollie always was a shit talker. Like, this is nothing new. I just think that people people like you better when you the underdog. And so now that Rollie, she's a little bit, she don't gain some notoriety, she don't earn some spikes. Now people want to, knock her down a peg. Everybody always trying to humble somebody else. Okay, so I just feel like that's why people are really upset with Rollie. But if you ask me, her behavior is not different. She's been like this the whole fucking time. Okay. But yeah, with that being said, that's all I gotta say, folks. Deuces. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like this video if you like this video. If you don't, dislike this video. Hell, comment, talk your shit. Let's start a conversation, people. With that being said, I love you guys. Once again, thank you. I'm out. Bye.